back, more Pioneer. This time trying some Ketramose. Trying, maybe the same thing, maybe different. I'm not sure how it's going to go. This card has not seen too much play in Pioneer. It's a really cool card. It's pretty powerful. It's not once per turn gated. Yeah, so let's really quickly get into the deck. We've got 8 Portable Hole effects between Seam Rip and Portable Hole. Pretty solid cards in the format, but there are matchups where they just kind of miss, right? Like if you end up playing against Niv-to-Light, even some of the black mid-range decks, these can be a bit awkward against. But we're just gonna hope that we hit the right matchups, and then post board we've got a bunch of things to solve that. Cling to Dusk is very good at turning on Ketramose because it gives you the ability to exile 7 cards in one card. Obviously, you have to do the work to get the cards in the graveyard for yourself or your opponent, and your opponent. But solid card. If you have Ketramose in play, it's a draw too. And I do think it's important to play something like this in your deck. You can play Scrabbling Claws, Soul Guide Lantern. There are all sorts of different options, but I went with Cling to Dust. Thoughtseize. One omission you will note is no Fatal Push. We just have the Portable Holes and the Seam Rips instead. Luminarch Aspirant as a Tarmogoyf. Dark Confidant as, well, Dark Confidant. Vanishing Verse, really solid card in the format. Lots of two-colored and monocolored decks. Pretty good against Unholy Annex and Screaming Nemesis. Like Skyclave Apparition's another Ketramose trigger, and so is Archenemy's Charm. So we've got ways to draw cards, a standalone threat, Thoughtseize, and then basically everything else turns on Ketramose. Mana base, we've got Hive and some Restless Fortresses. Hive obviously works with Ketramose, but we have a lot of 1-for-1 removal in our deck, so having these to help win the game after you've attritioned your opponent out is pretty important. You don't want your opponent to be able to just top deck out after you answer all their threats. Mana base has a lot of black mana. We've got Invoke Despairs and Archenemy Charm. So going into the sideboard for Invoke Despairs. Like I said, some of the cards in your deck can sort of miss in certain matchups. Like if we play against blue-white control, I'm not going to want these. So I tried to fill my sideboard with not many cheap removal cards. So in the post-board games, I could reconfigure my deck in a way in which I'm happy. We're sort of just pre-boarded for small creature decks. And then hopefully in the sideboard, we can put in some mid-range tools. And there's a bunch of different things to try. So Duress, Rest in Peace, Strategic Betrayal. We've got Bankbuster as just a card advantage card if your Ketramoses are getting dealt with, or you just want more card advantage in a matchup. Flankers, solid flex card. Kind of probably better to have than the second Rest in Peace, just because I don't think the redundancy is needed for Rest in Peace, and it's a little better if you draw both. Wandering Emperor, another mid-range card. Extinction Event as a solid sweeper that exiles. Got to be careful because you could lose your Ketramose, but that's going to be fine. A lot of times you're going to be drawing a card anyway. Blot Out deals with Planeswalkers as well as just all sorts of different things. And it exiles. Go Blank, of course. Graveyard Trespasser for the graveyard decks, as well as its extra life gain, and then Beza for people that are being aggressive. But this is still a card you could potentially board in against control decks and whatnot, just to use the draw a card effect. And then 4 Invoke Despairs, just so we can fully shift into like the bigger mid-range plan and see if that works out. So that is it for the deck, and I will see you all in the games. If you want it, it is there will be an exportable list in the description as always. All right, go first. Got a Ketramose and some removal spells. Keep. Hopefully we can dodge a Thoughtseize. Or control deck. Uh-oh. God forbid. God forbid we don't get Thoughtseize. I'm gonna do this, I don't know. If they play a Blood Tithe Harvester, I can just Skyclave Apparition it. I guess if they played like Blade of Peony, I'd be annoyed. So we have checks for Unholy Annex, which is something. If they just have Fable, it's going to be pretty annoying. Might just have to 2-for-1 myself on it. Great. Very likable opponent. I respect that their cards don't match. God damn. There you Yeah, I mean, if we got this Ketramose into play, I think we'd be chilling. I don't know if their deck's that good at dealing with it. Yeah, of course. God forbid. I guess I'm gonna 2-for-1 myself. Clearly they only have 3 lands. I don't know. I don't know how we're winning this game. I think we are. Instead of playing without Fable the Mirrorbreaker in your Thoughtseize deck, you probably should just play Fable the Mirrorbreaker. And remember that every other mid-range deck is soft banned, except for mono black, because at least you get to beat Sunspine Links. Alright. Is Ketramose good enough? I really don't think the mono black decks are actually better than red black, but I could be wrong. I think the fact that there are so many mono black decks means you should probably consider just playing Rakdos, because people aren't even going to cap their links because of the fact that people are playing mono black. And then I think you get a few extra percentage points against both the oh nice, maybe it is winnable, both the mono red deck and then the mono black deck. I'm still a Rakdos believer. Alright, well if we get incredibly lucky, maybe we can win. And it looks like we are headed that way. So our deck is full of exiles. I have 4 Vanishing Verse in the graveyard, by the way. But I have some portable holes and whatnot. Am I getting annexed again? I am. Well, that's really bad. So I would like a portable hole, please. That counts. Ah, it doesn't work with tokens, of course. Didn't know that, actually. Okay, that makes sense. I did not know that. Remember when more cards are put in... Enter the battlefield. So last known information for tokens doesn't know exile? Right? If it said dies, I would get the trigger. Remember one more cards. I guess it because it says cards and not creatures. A token's not a card. I don't know the rules. Unfortunate. But we learned something, so that's good. Alright. Let's get out of here. I'm gonna, pretty strong hand. What can you do? 4 Invoke Despairs. Bankbuster. Oh, I think I want this. I probably want the Wandering Emperor. Thoughtseize is interesting. Blot Out's probably not that good. Go Blink's probably not that good. I think I'm just supposed to have all my Thoughtseizes. I could even have Duress. And we just hope we out top deck them, basically. Alright, run it. Hate this. Yeah, I mean, Fable is just so strong. The thing about Unholy Annex is, it's not particularly easy to deal with, but if you do get to remove it before it triggers, then you don't have to 2-for-1 yourself. Fable, if you're not playing counter spells, it's doomed. Yeah, whatever. I don't want a mulligan. I'm not convinced it's the end of the world, even if I miss my land drop, if I have to, like, double Thoughtseize them. Okay, so the most important card, probably Annex. I have time though, so I'm gonna take the Thoughtseize, and then Cling unless I hit the land. Hit the land, so now I get to Bob. With it and draw Fatal Push. Cool. That's fine. Wonderful. So now, just let them annex. But also Skyclave Apparition attack. I think I'm supposed to just potentially give them an 8/8, which doesn't feel good. I don't know if they have land or not. I think we're Thoughtseizing. And then next turn... Ketramose plus Cling. Oh, it's so annoying. Well. that clears my Ketramose, which I didn't consider until exactly right now. I don't really want that to happen. Oh, they draw the land, they get the Fable. It's gonna be a hard one to win, but we will do our best. It's so annoying. Yeah. Well, my opponent's just playing better Magic cards than I am, so I think they're supposed to win. This is how the world works. There's block, I guess. So now I'm just gonna die to shield, really. No, I'm not. Alright, get lucky. Last time we got lucky and still died, so let's get lucky and not still die. That's a good card. Doesn't matter, though. We don't have the fourth land just yet. Cool. Drew Annex. Kind of unfortunate for me. So this dies, I draw, they keep Annex. Probably how things have to go. Yeah, I mean, this red-black deck is just like... It is so unbelievably strong. It just plays cards that should not have been designed the way they were. Yep. You have a demon. We have a Shieldred and a Mutavault. So when I just pass with Wandering Emperor, they're just gonna know, but whatever. Maybe they don't.
I am the Emperor of Kamigawa, and I will protect my people. This is what you get for hurting my people.
I'll draw a card because it's a token. Yeah, this thing sucks. We'll keep trying it, but it's just like comparing Ketramose to Unholy Annex is it's kind of laughable. All right, let's see what we can do. So, go to 7. Cling. We're just dead. I think it matters. I guess I can cling a creature. Probably have to.
Remember your training.
But we're not really gonna beat the Annex, are we? Okay. All right. I think I have to deal with Shieldred. Maybe they can't deal with the Ketramose? Maybe I spoke too soon? I mean, we're drawing pretty damn well. Mutavault can trade here. I can keep the Wandering Emperor. I can keep getting the counters on the lifelink. Ketramose, I'm sorry. I'm sorry I ever said anything bad about you. I still believe it. But I'm not going to say that to your face. You're the best, Ketramose. You can do it. And Bankbuster's a solid draw. And they're playing good cards. I still have a clean though. Hive. Yeah. Just dead. I can legend rule my Ketramose. I want to do that though. Is it worth it? So we're gonna gain 6, 7. Luminarch here. I have a 3 to block here. We die if that's the case. Doesn't look like they have a fatal push. Also just make it 2/2. Maybe 2/2 is better. So if they don't fatal push, they just kill the Skyclave Apparition. Not sure. Pretty bad if they draw a removal spell, but I don't know if playing this Ketramose is worth it or not. I'm not sure how valuable the stats are. Assuming they're pretty valuable. Yep. Sure. Good break for me. Looks like my Skyclave Apparition might be living. I don't know. I mean, they could just have Fatal Push, and the fact that they're thinking about their turn gives me some amount of hope. Oh boy. Okay. Well, that's bad. Okay, I really want my Wanderer. Well, it will be dead. We'll have succeeded. You get an extra combat. Think I care that much about the blood? It wasn't like killing them. They're going to be at 15. I have 7, 4, 14. 1 short. I need... Oh, this is +1. I have lethal, I think. Oh, this blocks stuff. Okay. I also have this card, so... Hello. I actually have... I guess this gets eaten. Should have thought about that. Well, let me make sure. So it's 12. Yeah, I don't know why I just didn't account for the blocker. Invoke's gonna eat Fable and probably other Fable. I should have done this first. I messed up. Oh, well. I don't think it's gonna make a big difference. I think we're gonna be fine. I got a 14. Let's not greed. I'm not even gonna attack with the Bankbuster. Good one. Alright, well, I made fun of Ketramose, but pretty good, I don't know. I spoke too soon, I should say. Never speak too soon. Uh-oh. Okay. You know what? This was stupid. This was really bad. I'm gonna die for it. 4, 5, 6, 7, 8, 9, 10. I am gonna die for it. All they need is removal spell and I'm dead. Disgusting. Well, oops. That's not a removal spell. It's lucky. I can get a 5. I have Vanishing Verse. Okay, well, I could have played this better, but we didn't get punished. Still find Fatal Push. Like they did. Probably gonna blow up the Bankbuster, but I'm not actually sure. Doesn't matter. There's 4/4. I have Hive. But this doesn't draw. I drew lethal. Sorry. I drew lethal and I'm dumb. I just attacked my guy. Does that have Menace? It does. I didn't actually know that. Yeah, well, you probably should talk shit about a card when you don't know its text box entirely. Alright, Ketramose is broken. I'm sorry. I bow down to you. Unless we lose, then you're the worst again. Yeah. It's just, you know, that's a crazy game to win, by the way. They annex, what, like 2 or 3 times? They fabled at least once. Ketramose just did the thing. I bow to you. Ketramose, I'm sorry. I've betrayed you. That's cool, though. I don't know... I mean, my sideboard's obviously just a bunch of different things, but, I don't know exactly what I would want out of the board for this matchup. Like, Invoke is fine, but it's not good with Ketramose, but maybe that's a good thing, because you're just going to be getting Thoughtseize anyway. Yep. It's funny, because they just, like, printing these, like, broken 3-drops just made it go from, like, having, like, the old mid-range matchups were really grindy, and the cards didn't do, like, 100 things. So having a bunch of discard spells in your deck would be bad, because eventually you would draw them, and, like, if your opponent had taken them out, like, once you attritioned all your cards away, then, you would just end up behind when the game goes long. But now that the 3-mana enchantments are just, like, busted in half, you kind of just need to discard them, because they're really hard to beat otherwise. That being said, I could have left them with... That's annoying. And now I'm 2-1 myself. I guess I'm not. We're gonna lose to this Croxa though, so good beats. From this position, it's actually hard to know, but maybe we can keep enough. They're at 4 though. It's 5 or 6. Oh, my opponent just kind of drew better. It's a good draw. Yeah, I mean, you're just really good. Like, it would be a shame if you drew all these discard spells when I had a threat in play, and not at the exact perfect moment, but here we are. Sure, dude. Alright, get me out of here. Annoying. GG. Alright, go first. 1 lander. Giga Chad Keep. Never mulliganed a day in my life. I think MTG Arena is going to make me stop. And does have all the things. If I didn't have a Dark Confidant, I would mulligan it quickly. It is awkward that I have a Swamp and not a Black-White duel. But, oh no. Well... Their hand's the nuts. Shit. To take their Tiny Bones and just have a 1-lander off. Take the push, I get Bob Thoughtseize. I take the Thoughtseize, I get Bob pushed. Well, alright. Thoughtseize McLean. And I don't get to draw, so I think we just take that and hope everything works out. The Bob's just gonna be bad. Beautiful. Never punished. Perfectly played. Let's just seam rip the Tiny Bones. We get to cling. And, find a land, put a Ketramose into play, and then win the game. Sounds like a good strategy. I think all these portable holes and seam rips are probably going to be good against the Mox Amber deck, so. Nice. Assume they do have Unholy Annex, though, which is a bit scary. Good card. I don't know if I've ever talked about that Magic the Gathering card. I don't think I have. But I would like to take the moment to say that I think that card is very pushed in the Pioneer format with the Mutavault card. Uh-oh. Oh, hell yeah. Okay. What up? They go land Archenemy's Charm. Turning my computer off. Just kidding. I'm not. But I'll think about it. Beats. Got it. Sure. Oh, buddy, that sucks. Well, can't give him Revolt. Getting an 8/8 if you get Revolt. That's unfortunate. Love to take that damage just to reveal another Ketramose. How are we racing? If I double block, they get Revolt, and then they get 8/8. I guess they're just gonna be on cards, eh? The Cling. Only 2. Yeah, drawing a bunch of Ketramose is also pretty bad. No Demon. Probably push my Bob, but I'm at 5, so they could play that game if they really want to risk it. You're gonna die to their Hive. I don't know. It's fine to let me have the Bob, but like if I'm flipping lands and drawing removal spells, it could be tricky. If I ever get the Ketramose on, obviously, it's very bad for them. I'm not sure the right answer here. I probably would let myself keep the Bob. I don't know their other card, though. Yep. 4th Ketramose? No, another Bob. Okay. Well, we didn't get any help. I think I have to Hive, right? Because the 5. I'm not going to get the attack trigger, though. Bad spot. I think we're dead. Well, drawing 3 Ketramoses from this position was unfortunate. I think my opponent played really badly, but didn't get punished. I don't even get to exile the card now. Whatever. I think their line was pretty greedy. Not this recent line, but like the thing they just put up, dude. But oh well. Okay. No land. What is their hand? Just like Mox Amber or something? Cecil Shore. Like an exile card, please. I have them in my deck, I promise. Nope. Just only Dark Confidants, Ketramoses, and Luminarch Aspirant. 100% of my other cards exile. I'm just only hitting the cards that do not. That's very unlucky. 4 Bobs, 3 Luminarchs, 4 Ketramose. Well. How can I win, though? Suppose we'll put 2 Bobs into play. I guess this is a blocker. So we have to flip a land. Yeah, this is incredibly unlucky. Pretty unfortunate. I guess. Yep. My opponent probably could have attacked. Whatever. At least Bob didn't kill us. Wow. All right. What are you gonna do, eh? What are you gonna do? So, what do I want when I want all my cards? I could do no Thoughtseizes. Do I want Betrayal on the play? I don't think I need it. Try that. Yeah, I mean, that's magic. Sometimes you don't get any help. You need the tiniest bit of help, and you get 0 help. Your opponent top decks an Unholy Annex after you Thoughtseize. That's just how it be. I mean, to be fair, my opponent was like a little short on mana and probably drew a Mox Amber and things like that. We did keep a one-lander, so did our opponent. It was an interesting game. You know, I can't be too upset. You go first. You have a one-lander you can't keep. You're gonna get Thoughtseized, and then you're gonna die like a dog. Got it. Charm or Invoke. I think their deck could be fast enough that I would rather just have the Charm, not be greedy. Do you have Mox Amber? Nope. Alright, so now I have to decide if I want to play Bob or not. I think since I have the Ketramose, they're probably going to be incentivized to just kill the Bob. They didn't Thoughtseize me. Maybe I have removal plus Thoughtseize. But if I get this Ketramos down and they don't have Charm, which they easily could have, but they're going to have less room in their Legends deck for Archenemy's Charm. So hopefully we can just get this Ketramos down and run away with the game. Yep. Maybe that wasn't necessary. I think I took 2 for no reason. Alright, instead of a good card, they played that. Deal. So, what do I want to do? Tiny Bones is going to give them a Dark Confidant. I guess I actually do probably have to just take Tiny Bones. Funny, but... I think I'm supposed... Yeah, I think I'm just gonna pass. Like I could argue, you could argue the main phase to play around if they have Charm. Tiny Bones is a funny card to me because, like, I think it's bad, but there are game states where you're like, wow, that's annoying. And it just dies, and life goes on. But, pretty good. Okay, we hit. God forbid anyone ever hit, but we did it. Uh-oh. The old Ketramose problem. Oh, I drew 4 Unholy Annex? No problem. Oh, I drew 4 Fable of the Mirrorbreaker? No problem. Oh, I drew a second Ketramose? Well, that sucks. Well, what am I going to do with this thing? Nothing? Alright, cool. Guess we're dead. All right. What did we learn today, kids? Don't play Ketramose. We're going to play one more match, though. So, if you're rooting for this deck, stay tuned for the next match. GG's. The next match is going to be amazing. All right, this is the one. This is the one. This is the slam. This is the one. Pretty sure that's a Christian rock band. I remember that song being in a lot of Halo montages. Okay, blue-white control, and we have a Bob on the play. No way we lose. Could be Spirits. If it's Spirits, Bob's still probably good. Could get seam ripped. E-hold. All that malarkey. Get lost. Well, it's not the biggest deal. Map. I want you. This should be a pretty bad matchup, game one, assuming that it's blue-white control. We'll see what we can do in the post-board games. It's still probably going to be a bad matchup, honestly. Like, having a bunch of... Oh, it's this version. Well, it's still... It's the same. It doesn't matter. It's still bad. Arguably, this makes it even worse because they can do that. But maybe their deck's less consistent. Alright, well, if this Luminarch Aspirant never dies, and they never play a good card, maybe we can win. Thoughtseize. Oh, hey. Actually, Thoughtseize. Holy shit. What are the odds? Okay, so they have a Time Walk and a Deluge. They can't Deluge. Next turn with the Flashback, and I have Clings. I don't think we're going to get to the Clings, but... Yeah, I mean, they just go land, Time Walk, Deluge. No, that's not true. They need to hit another untap land. Probably going to 3. Yeah, I can't really do shit. Unfortunately, I guess we're gonna charm Bob. It would be huge if I could get rid of this memory deluge, but... Is it 5 or 4? Yeah, it's 5. Damn. Okay. Shock pass. Memory deluge with Time Walk in hand. I'm sad. We die. Wah, etc., etc. Maybe we can find another Thoughtseize. What if they just haul and beat my ass? I don't think that makes sense. They could do it. Nice. Ward 3. Willing to sacrifice? I can't. I'm gonna say I'm willing to sacrifice this Bob, but they're probably gonna play around Fatal Push anyway, so. They're just getting deluged. Whatever. Sure, I guess. I don't want to play anymore. My opponent's slow and I'm very dead. Okay. Duress. Could have Blot Out, I guess. And then we could have Graveyard Trespasser invokes. Against this version... Yeah, it's going to be tough playing against the Lotus Field version, I think. Because they can kind of just go way bigger than us, like, really quickly. Thoughtseize Cling Verse doesn't do anything, I don't think. This guy. Alright, let's see what we can do. You know, luck has not been on our side, but I think the deck's just weak. I think Ketramose is not a card worth playing. I don't even know if people play it in... People were playing it in Modern, I guess, because Solitude and stuff, and then people were playing it with Psychic Frog. But I'm not even sure if people play it anymore. Tell me below if you play Modern and you know. Do people even play Ketramos in their decks? Maybe one or two? I think we keep this. It's not perfect, but, like, what are you going to do? Another problem with Ketramos is if we play against a deck like Control. Yeah, I mean, their hand's just the Stone Nuts. Great. Okay. It's hard to exile permanents because those decks don't put permanents into play. So, just play red-black. If they ever ban the cards in red-black, play other cards. Maybe you could try white-black, figuring something out. But I think even if I was going to play a white-black deck, I don't think I would play with... Funny that this gets bricked. I think I'd play Ketramose. Just like I'm pretty sure that like in the order of mid-range things that you could put in your Pioneer deck, it's probably Fable #1, Unholy Annex #2, like literal Phyrexian Arena #3, and then Ketramose #4. Like the deck warping, the like dependency on matchups and those things lining up. I think if I just had Phyrexian Arena in my deck, I would probably be better off. To be honest. Six mana and a Time Walk, boss. What are you gonna do? So now I play this Thoughtseize. I guess it doesn't really matter. Could have gone to combat first. Get the extra counter on the Ketramose. It's probably technically more correct. But whatever. Still uncertain what I want to do. Like, do I want to force the verdict? I kind of feel like they're going to verdict anyway. I'm just going to make this thing as big as I can. It's going to get nuked by a Wandering Emperor if that ever happens, but whatever. And next turn I get to attack for 3. Draw a card. Got him. What's I supposed to board up these Skyclave Apparition? Alright, GG's. Rough beats, so it goes. We fought Valiant today, and we lost. But thank you for watching. Hope you guys enjoyed the video, and I will see you in the next one. Peace.